again, want to welcome you guys for hanging out with us this afternoon. This is our first ever performance in our Emerging Artist Series, which is a super big deal for us. So I hope that you guys will come out and check out the next one, because we're going to have awesome guys like these every so often. So, all right, let's just get into this thing. I'm like, I asked them if there was anything they wanted to talk about. They said I could talk about whatever I wanted. So I'm like, so what kind of underwear are you guys wearing?
Hey,
no,
don't
I'm just
take
kidding.
advantage.
All right. All right. Well, first things first, let me ask you guys this. When you guys were doing your sound check, I heard Ben say, oh, wow, this is actually pretty cool, this theater. You know, you guys are obviously doing your thing. You guys have been on tour. You're making your rounds. And usually most radio stations, it's just a studio, you know? What do you guys think about our radio theater?
I think it's awesome, actually. It's cool because, well, all we knew about Scranton was, I'm sure you guys get this a lot, The Office, which we're all big fans of, and we watch religiously. So we were really excited to come here. It probably doesn't reflect on our faces because we're pretty boring people, but we're actually, inside all of us are like, whoa,
beaming.
we're in Scranton. Even though we know they don't film in here, but still, it's like, it's pretty crazy. We actually, on the way in, our tour manager put on the Office theme song, which was pretty cool. And then after 30 seconds, it was really boring, so we turned it off. But it just repeats.
Is it longer than 30 seconds?
There was a full-length version. But it just repeats the thing over and over.
It's just the same thing, just looped,
awesome.
just over and over again. No, that is pretty boring.
Yeah, no, but it's cool. We like our favorite thing is coming to places like this that are a little more intimate and more homely and friendly, which is cool. Homely, yeah. More like home is probably the right way to put that.
Well, we're definitely excited that you guys are here. Now, hopefully my Wikipedia search was correct. Is it true that you were at Berkeley and you left your last semester to join this band?
Yeah, I dropped out of Berkeley about 8 credits shy of a diploma.
Right. That's pretty interesting. I'm not sure if any of you guys knew that. I thought it was interesting. But how'd the rest of you guys get together? How did you guys form? Did you guys all know each other from school, or?
Well, no. Wayne and I were met through a mutual friend. I'm from Las Vegas. He's from Utah, and we just played together and had a lot of like interests in bands and hit it off musically. And he had just graduated from Berkeley and went to school with both of these guys, and said, let's get these guys to join the band. They're great musicians, and called up Daniel, who was finished, and said join the band. He was down, and Ben wasn't finished, but it's very much.
He was still down?
Yeah, it's very much like Ben's personality.
I was finished.
Yeah.
Mentally.
He got a chemistry scholarship in the state of California for being like one of the top chemistry people, and he used it to go to Berkeley. So it's like everything he does just doesn't make sense. But that's why we love it.
Right. So that's where he's at. All right, so let's talk a little bit about the new EP, Continued Science, which dropped on Valentine's Day. You guys want to tell us a little bit about it? What brought you to this album?
Well,
oh boy.
Yeah, no, we're excited for it. It's called Continued Silence, but Continued Science is pretty dope. We should have probably called it that. But we just released it. It came out, I believe, 2 months ago, and it's been incredible to see the reaction. And we've been a band for 3 years. We've been touring for 3 years, and we've toured only on the West Coast, and so this is the first time we've really come to the East Coast, and it's been incredible to see how radio support brings all these fans out. That we played New York, and it was sold out on our first time, and it was just based upon word of mouth and people like you spreading the word, which was amazing. And
I was just going to say, speaking of radio support, It's Time, this first single off this EP, was really the first, song that...
Yeah, it was our first radio song ever.
Including being played on here, which, let me tell you a little story. When they first walked in, we were playing the radio station, and the song came on, and we didn't even do that on purpose. That's how awesome we are.
It's very awkward.
It was, they're sitting up here like, that's us. This is crazy. Okay, now, I have a question for you about the album. Now, again, my Wikipedia search. Now, from what I found, you guys worked with with a producer on this EP that also worked with Eminem and Rihanna and all these bigger bands. Now, what was that like for you guys, coming from the last 2 EPs to this, and obviously being signed to Interscope and everything?
Oh, it was incredible. Alex, the kid, he reached out to us. Someone played him our stuff, and he just really liked our CD. Someone played it for him and asked us to come in, and we had heard of him and thought he had done some cool stuff. And I grew up listening to a lot of urban radio, and we all listened to all different kinds of things. But so we went in and jammed with him and really hit it off. And he basically told us that he didn't want to change anything that we were doing. He just wanted to help us do it on a bigger scale, which, as an artist, that's a really cool thing. Because
it's a huge compliment.
Yeah, I think any artist who tells you that they don't want to get their art out to as many people as possible is either crazy or lying. It's every artist wants to share their art because hopefully you can make a change in the world for better. And I think everybody kind of wants to do that. Most people, I think, at the root of their heart are good people. And so when Alex said that, and we really hit it off together, and it seemed like a no-brainer kind of.
Awesome. Now, I'm sure you guys have been waiting. You guys want to hear them play, right? Enough of this jibber jabbing. But I actually have a question for you. What's this human beatbox thing I've read about?
This is so weird because this is like I've never even heard about it till today. I was at MTV and they were like, "So your nickname is the human beatbox." I was like, "I've never been called that before."
Who made that up? That's a vicious rumor.
It must be I think it's my manager. I'm gonna get to the bottom of it tonight because it puts me on the spot. But no, I do.
You heard it here, people.
Yeah. No, I do
breaking
beatbox.
News.
I when I was growing up, I would do a little freestyle and beatbox with kids, and I could beatbox, but I've never been called the human beatbox. That's so much pressure. I'm like,
that is that's pretty legit. To call yourself the human beatbox is like you have to be really good.
I never was like, from now on, my nickname is the human beatbox. I won't respond to anything but that.
Okay, well listen, how about this? You get to the bottom of it and let us know via Facebook.
We'll fire our manager tonight.
Find it out. All right, well I want these guys to check you guys out. So, without further ado, I will get my fanny off the stage and put your hands together for Imagine Dragons.